The billionaire's son was on his knees in his mother's company lobby, wearing a gray cleaner's uniform, when Vanessa Cole dropped a leaking trash bag at his feet and smiled like she had just proven something. Coffee cups rolled across the marble. A banana peel slid against his glove. Around them, young applicants in press suits stopped pretending not to stare. "Pick it up," Vanessa said, loud enough for the security desk to hear. "That's what people like you are paid for." 3 hours earlier, Marcus Whitfield stood in the employee restroom on the basement level of Whitfield Logistics, staring at himself in a scratched mirror above a sink that dripped every 7 seconds. The uniform fit too loosely across his shoulders. The gray cap shadowed most of his face. On his chest, a cheap plastic name tag read Mark. He pressed it flat with 2 fingers, then tucked a slim black access card beneath the collar where no one would notice it unless they looked too closely. Outside the restroom, the building was already awake. Elevators chimed. Heels clicked. Badge scanners beeped as employees hurried through the lobby with phones in one hand and coffee in the other. On the giant wall screen, his mother's company slogan glowed in clean white letters. "People move the world." Marcus almost laughed at that, but he didn't. Near the front entrance, a group of applicants waited for the future leader's interview. They looked polished, hungry, careful. Among them was Vanessa Cole, operations manager, perfect navy suit, pearl earrings, tablet tucked under her arm. She greeted executives with warmth, interns with inspection, and janitors with nothing at all. Marcus rolled a yellow mop bucket across the marble, slow enough to watch. A paper cup lay near the reception desk. 3 applicants stepped around it. One nudged it farther with the edge of his shoe. Then a young black woman in a simple cream blouse bent down, picked it up, and dropped it into the bin. Marcus saw her badge when she turned. Alana Brooks, Junior Logistics Coordinator. "Thank you," he said quietly. She looked at him, not through him. "No problem. This lobby eats people alive before 9. Before Marcus could answer, Vanessa's voice cut across the room. "Alana, are you here to interview or clean?" A few applicants laughed. Alana straightened, still holding the bin lid. "I'm here to help where help is needed." Vanessa's smile did not move her eyes. "That sounds beautiful on a church program. In leadership, optics matter." She turned, lifted the trash bag from beside the catering table, and let it fall. Wet paper towels slapped the floor. Brown coffee spread across the marble toward Marcus's shoes. "Mark, right?" she said, reading his tag like it bored her. "Handle this before someone important walks in." Marcus lowered himself to one knee and reached for the mess. Alana moved first. She grabbed a stack of napkins from the reception counter and crouched beside him. "You don't have to," Marcus began. "Neither do you alone," she said. The laughter faded into whispers. Vanessa's jaw tightened. "Careful, Alana," she said. "People remember who belongs in which uniform." Marcus kept his head down, but his fingers closed around the hidden black card under his collar. Vanessa had no idea the cleaner she had humiliated could open every locked door in the building. Alana's hands smelled like coffee and disinfectant for the rest of the morning. Even after she washed them twice in the restroom, the bitterness stayed in the creases of her fingers, as if the lobby itself wanted to remind her what speaking up had cost. By 10, the future leader's interviews had moved upstairs, and Vanessa had made sure Alana was not in the room. Instead of presenting the routing report she had spent 2 nights building, Alana was sent to the basement supply cage to assist facilities with inventory. That was how Vanessa wrote it in the email. What she meant was, remember your place. Alana did not argue. She took the freight elevator down with a clipboard pressed to her chest and found Mr. Ellis struggling beside a stack of trash bins near the loading bay. He was 63, thin in the shoulders, with silver in his beard and a knee brace visible beneath his uniform pants. One wheel on the largest bin had jammed sideways. Every time he pushed, the plastic handle shook against his ribs. "Let me get that," Alana said. "Miss Brooks, you don't need to be down here." "Apparently I do today." She set her clipboard on a crate, braced her shoe against the wheel, and pulled until the rubber snapped back into place. Mr. Ellis exhaled through his teeth. "They got me on double shift again." Gala week. Double shift means overtime. He looked toward the ceiling camera, then away. Not when they call it volunteer support. Alana stopped moving. The words landed too neatly, like something practiced after being forced to swallow it many times. Who calls it that? Mr. Ellis wiped his forehead with the back of his sleeve. Operations. HR signs off. We clock out, keep working. Then they say we stayed because we're committed to the Whitfield family culture. He tried to smile, but it collapsed before it reached his eyes. A few feet away, Marcus stood with a mop in his hand, pretending to rinse the head in a yellow bucket. He did not speak. Alana noticed him anyway. She noticed the way his shoulders became still. "Show me your schedule," she said. Mr. Ellis shook his head quickly. "No, ma'am. I need this job. My wife's medication. I'm not asking you to file a complaint." Alana lowered her voice. "I'm asking you to let me count hours." He hesitated, then pulled a folded paper from his pocket. It was soft from being opened too many times. Alana photographed it with her phone, then opened a blank spreadsheet on her laptop. Start time, end time, break missed, manager initials. She entered every line carefully while the loading bay door rattled behind them. Marcus rolled his bucket closer. "You do this for everyone?" he asked. Alana did not look up. "Only when people act like math can't testify." A small sound almost came from him, not quite a laugh. At noon, she bought Mr. Ellis soup from the food truck outside and gave Marcus half her turkey sandwich when she saw him counting change at the vending machine. "You sure?" he asked. "Eat before Vanessa decides hunger builds character." He accepted it with both hands, as if it mattered more than food should. By 2 o'clock, Vanessa found the spreadsheet open on Alana's screen. Her heels stopped behind the chair before her voice arrived. "Interesting. You had time for a secret payroll investigation, but not enough maturity to attend your own leadership interview." Alana closed the laptop slowly. If people worked the hours, they should be paid for the hours. Vanessa leaned down until her perfume cut through the smell of bleach. "And if you wanted a promotion, you should have learned which battles belong to you." The email came 20 minutes later. Alana's candidacy for the Future Leaders Program had been withdrawn due to concerns about judgment, discretion, and executive presence. Her new assignment began that night. Warehouse reconciliation, 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. Alana read the message once, then twice. She did not cry. She saved the spreadsheet under a plain file name, copied it to a thumb drive, and slipped it into the small side pocket of her bag. Across the hall, Marcus watched Vanessa walk away smiling, and for the first time since he put on the cleaner's uniform, the test no longer felt like a game. By the time Alana's new shift began, most of the glass offices above the warehouse had gone dark, leaving only blue monitor light and the red blink of security cameras over the loading doors. She sat at a metal desk between stacked pallets, entering shipment numbers while the building hummed around her like something too large to sleep. Every few minutes, her hand touched the side pocket of her bag, checking the thumb drive was still there. Across the floor, Marcus pushed his mop in slow lines between the marked aisles, gray cap low, cleaner's cart rattling softly behind him. He should have looked small down there, swallowed by concrete and steel, but there was something too measured about the way he moved. He never wandered. He knew which doors needed badges, which cameras had blind spots, which hallway led to the executive elevator hidden behind the freight office. Alana noticed it, then told herself not to. People learned buildings when buildings decided their paychecks. Near midnight, her screen froze. The overtime file she had been building flickered once, then disappeared from the shared drive. "No," she whispered, clicking again. Access denied. Her stomach tightened. She reached for her bag, but before she could pull out the thumb drive, the overhead lights clicked once. Marcus looked up. So did Alana. A woman in a camel coat stepped out of the executive elevator, followed by 2 security officers who stayed far enough back to make it look like coincidence. Denise Whitfield did not need to raise her voice to change the temperature of a room. Even from across the warehouse, Alana recognized her from the company videos. Founder, chairwoman, billionaire, the woman whose portrait hung near the lobby under the words "We deliver with dignity." Denise looked at Alana for half a second, then at Marcus. "Mark," she said. The name sounded strange in her mouth. Too careful. Marcus lowered his mop. "Mom." Denise's eyes moved to the camera above them, then to the freight hallway. "Facilities report?" she asked. Marcus gave the smallest nod. "Not complete." Alana watched the exchange, confused by how little it said and how much it seemed to mean. Denise turned to her. "Ms. Brooks, you're working late." Alana stood so quickly the chair scraped behind her. "Yes, ma'am. Warehouse reconciliation." "That assignment came from operations?" "Yes, ma'am." Denise's mouth tightened, but only for a moment. "Keep copies of your work." Alana blinked. "Excuse me?" "Good employees document carefully." Then Denise walked away, her heels making no hurry toward the executive elevator. One of the security officers stayed behind long enough to glance at Marcus's badge. Not the plastic mark tag. The edge of the black card hidden beneath his collar had slipped out, catching a thin stripe of fluorescent light. The officer's posture changed before Marcus tucked it back in. "You know her?" Alana asked when they were alone again. Marcus dipped the mop into the bucket, wrung it once. Too hard. "Everybody knows Ms. Whitfield." "That is not what I asked." He looked at her then, and for the first time, the easy quiet on his face had a crack in it. "Some doors open because someone needs them open," he said. "That is not an answer either." "No," he said softly. "It isn't." Upstairs, in Denise Whitfield's private office, the same missing overtime file sat open on a secure monitor. Beside it were 3 other folders: HR complaints closed without review, facilities wage variance, and Vanessa Cole, promotion package. Denise stood with her arms folded while Marcus entered through the side door. No mop now, no cap, only the cleaner's uniform and the black card in his hand. "You saw what she did to that girl," Denise said. "I saw what she does when she thinks nobody important is watching. Then end this." Marcus looked through the glass wall toward the dark floors below, where Alana was still trying to recover a file someone had already tried to erase. "If I reveal myself tonight, Vanessa becomes careful by morning. HR blames a system error. The board calls it a misunderstanding. Alana becomes the angry employee who stirred trouble before a gala." Denise studied him. "And if you wait?" Marcus closed his fingers around the black card. "Then I need proof strong enough that nobody can call her disposable." Downstairs, Alana reopened her laptop and found one new file sitting on her desktop. "No sender." No message. Just a blank spreadsheet template titled, "Hours can testify." She stared at it, then slowly looked toward the hallway where Marcus had disappeared. Alana did not touch the file for almost a full minute. The warehouse lights buzzed above her, the kind of harsh white light that made every scratch on the metal desk look like evidence. "Hours can testify" sat on her screen like a dare. "No sender." No company signature. No explanation. She looked once toward the hallway where Mark had vanished, then pulled the thumb drive from her bag and saved a copy of the new template before opening it. Whoever had made it understood payroll codes better than most supervisors. The columns were already arranged: badge ID, scheduled clockout, actual task completion, department override, manager approval, HR adjustment. Alana's breath slowed. This was not a gift. It was a door. And doors inside Whitfield Logistics always had alarms. By morning, Vanessa summoned her upstairs to the 36th floor, where the carpet became softer, the air smelled like lemon polish instead of cardboard, and the coffee came from machines that did not take quarters. Glass walls looked down over the warehouse like the people above were studying a city they did not have to live in. Vanessa stood at the head of a conference table with Carla from HR beside her. Both women dressed like nothing ugly had ever touched their hands. Carla smiled first. "Alana, we reviewed your reassignment performance." Alana stayed standing. "It has been one night." "Exactly," Vanessa said. "And you made quite an impression." She tapped a tablet, and the wall screen lit up with shipment delays, missing scan codes, and a red warning banner for the upcoming donor gala. We need someone detail-oriented to reconcile the gala logistics before tonight. Caterers, security, VIP inventory, facilities access. Since you are so passionate about counting hours, let's see if you can count consequences. Carla's smile remained soft. This is an opportunity, Alana. Visibility with senior leadership. But discretion matters. Alana heard the trap under the velvet. If she failed, Vanessa would call her unqualified. If she succeeded, Vanessa would take the credit. If she found something wrong, HR would call it a confidentiality breach. I'll do the reconciliation, Alana said. But I want the request in writing with my access scope listed. Vanessa's eyes narrowed for less than a second. Carla clicked her pen. That sounds unusually formal. So does being removed from a leadership interview without documentation. The room went still. Vanessa's fingers tightened around the tablet. Then she smiled for the invisible audience she always imagined. Put it in writing, Carla. By noon, Alana was inside the gala command room, a place she had only seen through glass before. There were white orchids on the counter, gold place cards and trays, velvet ropes stacked by the wall, and a locked case labeled sponsor jewelry display. Handle with gloves. A junior assistant rushed past carrying champagne flutes wrapped in tissue. A security captain argued into a radio. Mark was there too, pushing a mop bucket beside a row of garment racks. Gray cap low again, as if the night had swallowed whatever almost truth had passed between them. You get assigned everywhere? Alana asked without looking up from the laptop. Floors get dirty everywhere, he said. She almost smiled, but the screen stopped her. The gala staffing list showed 12 facilities workers marked as unpaid volunteer support, all scheduled after clock out. Mr. Ellis was listed twice, once under custodial, once under guest transition. No human body could work both posts at once. Alana opened the access logs next. One badge had entered the VIP storage room at 11:42 p.m., after the jewelry case had been delivered. The badge number belonged to a temporary facilities cart, not a person. She looked toward Mark's mop bucket. A small brass plate on the side read cart 6. The access log read cart 9. Before she could copy the line, Vanessa appeared behind her with Carla, silent as a closing door. Finding everything you need? Vanessa asked. Alana minimized the screen with one finger. Enough to know the gala has problems. Vanessa leaned closer, perfume cold and expensive. Then be careful what you call a problem. Around here, some people mistake opportunity for permission. Across the room, Mark's hand moved to his collar, where the hidden black card rested under gray fabric. Alana saw the motion this time. Vanessa saw Alana seeing it. Alana kept her finger resting on the laptop trackpad until Vanessa walked away. Only then did she breathe. Cart 9 was still glowing in her mind like a match in a dark room. She opened a new tab, pulled the facility's inventory list, and searched the equipment numbers one by one. Cart 6 belonged to Mark. Cart 9 belonged to a supervisor closet on the 36th floor, a closet Vanessa's team controlled during executive events. Alana copied the line into a hidden sheet, renamed the tab linen count, and kept moving. That was how she survived in rooms built to make her feel small. She did not fight the room. She read it. By late afternoon, the gala command room had become a storm of velvet ropes, flower boxes, security radios, garment bags, and women in heels walking too fast to apologize. Alana stood in the middle of it with a clipboard, solving problems nobody wanted to admit existed. The caterer had been given the wrong loading dock. The VIP badges were printed without floor clearance. 2 delivery routes crossed the same hallway at the same time, creating a bottleneck near the jewelry display. Vanessa's plan looked elegant on paper and dangerous in real life. Alana moved 3 deliveries, reassigned 2 elevators, and caught a missing insurance form before the sponsor's diamonds arrived. The security captain, a broad-shouldered man with tired eyes, looked at the corrected schedule and gave a low whistle. Who built this version? The one that won't get somebody sued, Alana said. Mark was nearby wiping fingerprints from the glass doors with a rag wrapped around his hand. Sounds important. It is important, she said, glancing at him. People only call logistics invisible when it works. Something in his face changed at that. Not a smile exactly. More like the sentence had found a place to land. A few minutes later, he set a bottle of water beside her laptop without a word. The cap had already been loosened, just enough that she would not struggle with it while holding 3 folders. Alana noticed. She did not thank him out loud. She slid half of her granola bar across the counter toward his cleaning cart. He looked down at it. You keep feeding me. You keep pretending you forget to eat. Maybe I'm bad at taking care of myself. Then learn before somebody has to make a spreadsheet about that too. This time he did laugh. Softly, quickly, like he had not meant to give her that much. When the command room emptied for a walkthrough, Alana saw him studying the wall map of the executive floors. His finger moved once, stopping near a private corridor not marked for general staff. How do you know that hallway? She asked. Mark dropped his hand. I clean. That hallway needs executive clearance. He picked up the mop handle and leaned on it, buying time. Some messes happen behind expensive doors. It was too smooth to be nothing. Before she could press him, the security captain returned. Mark, Ms. Whitfield's office called. They said the East Service Corridor needs to stay clear. He caught himself too late, posture stiffening. Sir. The word landed between all 3 of them. Mark's eyes flicked up. The captain swallowed. Sorry. Force of habit. Alana stared at Mark. The gray uniform, the mop, the cheap name tag, the black card hidden at his collar, and now that single word began rearranging themselves in her mind. Sir. Mark looked away first. Across the room, Vanessa stood just outside the glass wall, watching them through the reflection. Her smile was gone. In her hand was her phone, screen open to a message thread with Carla from HR. Alana could not read the words, but she saw the attachment Vanessa had just sent. A photo of Alana handing Mark the granola bar, cropped close enough to make kindness look like a secret. Vanessa did not attack loudly at first. She attacked the way people like her always did, with a calm voice, a clean subject line, and enough concern to make cruelty look professional. At 6:12 p.m., while Alana was checking the final loading route near the VIP storage room, an email landed in 27 inboxes. Concern regarding gala access and staff boundaries. Carla from HR was copied. So was security. So was Vanessa's director. The message never called Alana guilty. That was what made it dangerous. It said Vanessa had observed unusual closeness between a junior employee and a facilities worker assigned near restricted sponsor property. It said Alana had been seen sharing food, whispering near equipment, and minimizing screens when approached. It said the company had a duty to protect donors, assets, and workplace integrity. Attached were 3 photos. Alana handing Mark a granola bar. Alana crouched beside him in the lobby. Alana standing near cart 6 while the jewelry case sat in the background. Every photo was real. Every meaning was twisted. Alana read the email twice from her phone, standing beside a stack of folded black tablecloths. The room seemed to pull away from her. People did not stare at first. They glanced. That was worse. Small looks slid across the command room like paper cuts. A woman from events closed her laptop when Alana passed. One of the applicants whispered, "That's her." Mark reached her side with the mop handle in his hand. "Alana, don't," she said quietly, not because she blamed him, because his concern if Vanessa photographed. It would become another weapon. Vanessa entered with Carla beside her, both women moving slowly enough for everyone to notice. Vanessa held a velvet pouch in one gloved hand. "We have a problem," she said. The sponsor jewelry case stood open. One tray was empty. The diamond bracelet reserved for the founder's donor toast was gone. A cold sound moved through the room. Not a gasp exactly. More like a group of people deciding together who they were allowed to suspect. Carla's voice stayed soft. "No one is being accused yet." Vanessa looked straight at Alana when she said, "Of course not. We are simply following access patterns. Security checked the log. The last movable equipment badge near the VIP room belonged to a facilities cart. Vanessa turned toward Mark. Your cart was stationed here. Cart 6, Alana said before Mark answered. The access log showed cart 9. Vanessa tilted her head. Interesting that you know that. Alana felt the trap tighten. Too much knowledge made her look involved. Too little made her helpless. She opened her mouth, then closed it. She needed facts, not outrage. While security moved toward the lockers, Alana looked at the floor. There were faint wet tracks near the VIP room, thin lines from a mop wheel. Not the wide rubber tread from cart 6. Cart 6 had a damaged front wheel that clicked and left a broken rhythm. She knew because she had heard it all day. These tracks were smooth, fresh. She took one photo low and fast, pretending to adjust her shoe. Then she photographed the brass label on Mark's cart. Vanessa saw the movement. Please collect Ms. Brooks's laptop, she told Carla, and her phone if needed. You can't take my personal phone without a written request, Alana said. Her voice shook, but the words held. Then don't make this harder. Security returned from the locker row carrying Mark's gray bag. Inside, wrapped in a cleaning rag, was the missing diamond bracelet. For 1 second, Mark did not move at all. The whole room turned toward him, then toward Alana, because Vanessa had already taught them how to connect the lie. Carla sighed like a disappointed teacher. Alana, did you help him access the VIP room?
No.
Vanessa stepped closer, her face full of public sadness. You had such potential, but leadership requires judgment, and sometimes kindness becomes poor judgment. Alana looked at the bracelet, then at the rag around it. The cloth was too clean. Mark's rags were stained with glass cleaner and gray water by noon. This one had fresh fold lines from the supply closet. She did not say it yet. She only memorized it. Security took Mark by the arm. Carla suspended Alana on the spot, pending investigation. As Vanessa watched them lose the room, her phone buzzed with one new message from an unknown number. Cart 9 was never signed out. Check who had the key. By the time Alana stepped outside the building, her badge had already stopped working. The scanner flashed red when she tried to re-enter for her purse, and the sound was small but final, like a door locking somewhere inside her chest. Through the glass, she could see people moving around the gala room under warm lights, adjusting flowers, lifting trays, whispering around the empty space where her name used to be clean. Carla had allowed her one cardboard box from her desk. Inside were her charger, a framed photo of her mother, 2 notebooks, and the thumb drive she had hidden so carefully that even fear had not made her forget it. She sat on the curb beside the employee parking lot and opened her phone with shaking hands. The email had already spread. One message from a coworker said, "I hope this isn't true." Another said nothing but sent a sad face emoji, which somehow felt worse. Mark was gone too. Security had taken him through a side door, and no one had explained where. For one bitter second, Alana hated him for being another person she had defended and then lost. Then she remembered his face when the bracelet came out of the bag. Not panic, not guilt, recognition, like he had seen the frame before she did. Her phone buzzed. Mr. Ellis. She almost ignored it, not wanting one more person to ask whether she had done it. But when she answered, his voice came thin and breathless. Miss Brooks, they came to my house. Alana stood. Who? A woman from HR and a man I don't know. They said if I signed a statement that you asked me about VIP storage, they would make sure my wife's insurance stays active through the review. The parking lot lights hummed overhead. Alana closed her eyes, then opened them. Did you sign?
No.
But I wanted to. God forgive me. I wanted to. His voice broke on the last word. Alana looked down at the cardboard box in her arms, at the life Vanessa had tried to reduce to office supplies. Mr. Ellis, listen to me. Do not risk your medication for me. Do not argue with them. Just keep anything they gave you. Paper, card, envelope, anything. I have the visitor slip from the apartment desk. Take a picture of it. Send it to me. She hung up and drove to his apartment complex on the south side, not because she had a plan good enough to win, but because leaving him alone with the lie felt like becoming part of it. Mr. Ellis met her in the laundry room, where the machines thumped behind them and a flickering fluorescent bulb made his hands look older. He gave her the visitor slip, a folded schedule, and something else. A phone photo he had taken days before because he was afraid payroll would lose the paper again. It showed the real gala staffing board in the basement office. Cart 9 was assigned not to Mark, not to facilities, but to executive events, signed out under Vanessa Cole's initials. Alana stared at the image until the old clues rearranged themselves. The smooth wheel tracks, the clean rag, the access log. Cart 9 had never been a cleaning cart in the way Vanessa wanted people to believe. It was a movable key with a mop handle attached. Across town, Marcus sat in a locked security office with his cap on the table and the gray uniform still on his body. Denise stood in front of him, furious in the quiet way that made other people careful. You let this go too far. Marcus did not defend himself. Yes, that young woman lost her name tonight. I know. No, Denise said. You watched people show you who they were, but you forgot the people being used as proof could bleed. The words hit him harder than anger would have. He looked through the narrow window toward the hallway where Vanessa had passed minutes earlier, smiling for donors. I can reveal myself now, and she will call it a rich man protecting his favorite employee. Marcus's jaw tightened. Denise placed a folder on the table. Then prove it the way she cannot explain away. Alana drove back toward Whitfield Logistics with Mr. Ellis's photo saved in 3 places, the thumb drive in her pocket, and one decision hardening inside her. She would not beg to be believed. She would build a chain so strong that belief would no longer matter. Alana did not go through the front entrance. Her badge was dead, but the loading dock still had people who knew her face, and Mr. Ellis was waiting by the side gate with a paper cup of coffee he had forgotten to drink. Vendor truck has a dash camera, he whispered. Catering company parks facing the service corridor. Alana looked at the black vans lined near the curb, then at the small blinking lens beneath one windshield. That was the missing angle. 20 minutes later, she was in a cramped security review room with Denise, Marcus, the security captain, and a company lawyer who kept saying the word preserve like it could hold the building together. Marcus stood back, still in the cleaner's uniform, hands empty at his sides. He did not ask anyone to believe him. Alana placed her phone on the table, opened Mr. Ellis's photo, and pointed to Vanessa's initials beside Cart 9. The bracelet wasn't moved by Mark's cart. Cart 6 has a damaged wheel. It leaves broken tracks. The tracks outside VIP were smooth. The captain pulled up the hallway footage. The camera near the jewelry case was blocked, just like Vanessa wanted. But the loading dock camera caught the reflection in the silver catering truck. Blurry, angled, but clear enough. Vanessa's assistant rolling Cart 9 past the VIP door at 6:03. The lawyer leaned forward. Can we tie that to the bracelet? Alana opened the inventory log. The clean rag found in Mark's bag came from the executive supply closet. Facilities rags are blue-striped. That one is white cotton, folded from the event linen shelf. Marcus added nothing until the metadata arrived. Then he slid the laptop toward Denise. HR edited Alana's overtime file 18 minutes after Vanessa emailed the concern report. Carla's login. Vanessa's attachment. Cart 9. The visitor slip from Mr. Ellis's apartment. The catering truck reflection. Piece by piece, the lie lost its shape. Denise did not smile. Town hall starts in 12 minutes. The gala ballroom had already filled with employees, donors, applicants, board members, and the same people who had watched Alana fall. Vanessa stood near the stage in an ivory suit, waiting to receive the Culture Builder Award. Carla sat in the front row with her hands folded. Alana entered from the side, not hiding, not dressed up, still carrying the cardboard box from her desk. Whispers moved faster than she did. Vanessa saw her and lifted her chin. This is inappropriate, she said into the microphone before Denise could speak. We are handling an internal theft matter. Denise took the microphone gently from her hand. Yes, she said. We are. The first image appeared on the screen. Cart 9 signed out under Vanessa's initials. Vanessa laughed once. That is a shared event cart. The second image appeared, her assistant rolling it toward VIP storage. She was following logistics instructions. The third, HR metadata showing Carla edited the overtime file after Alana's suspension. Carla's face drained. The fourth, vendor footage, silver reflection and all, showing Vanessa holding the velvet pouch before the bracelet was reported missing. The room went so quiet the projector fan sounded loud. Vanessa stepped back. That video is unclear. Alana walked to the front and placed the white rag beside a blue-striped facilities rag on the podium. Then let the fabric be clear. This was never Mark's rag. It came from your event closet. Denise turned to the audience. And Mark is not a thief. Marcus removed the cheap plastic name tag from his chest. The small click of the pin echoed through the microphone. Denise's voice did not shake. His name is Marcus Whitfield, my son, the next leader of this company. Vanessa looked at the gray uniform, the mop bucket near the stage, the man she had ordered to kneel, and for the first time she had no audience left to perform for. The truth was on the screen, in the logs, in the fabric, in the silence, and nobody in that room could put it back. Vanessa tried to speak twice before the microphone was taken away, but both times the words broke against the evidence still glowing behind her. She looked first at Denise, then at the board members, then at the crowd she had trained to fear her approval. No one stepped forward. Carla sat frozen in the front row until the company lawyer asked her to stand. Her resignation came before the gala ended, but resignation was not the punishment. The audit was. By Monday morning, every edited complaint, every unpaid hour, every retaliation note hidden under polished language was pulled into daylight. Vanessa was terminated for falsifying evidence, interfering with an internal investigation, wage theft concealment, and retaliation. Carla was reported to the State Labor Board and stripped of her HR certification review sponsorship. Vanessa's assistant, crying in a small conference room, admitted she had rolled Cart 9 because Vanessa told her it was just optics. She was not made a scapegoat, but she was not excused either. She kept her job only after agreeing to testify, complete compliance training, and apologize to the facilities team in person. The hardest apology came from Denise. She stood in the basement break room, not the ballroom, with no camera crew and no donors watching. Mr. Ellis sat at the table with his hands wrapped around a paper cup. Alana stood near the vending machine, arms folded, her cardboard box still by her feet. Denise looked at the custodians, drivers, clerks, and warehouse workers gathered in their uniforms. I built a company that said dignity, she said, and then I let systems grow where dignity had to beg for proof. That failure is mine. No one clapped. That made it more honest. The stolen overtime was repaid with penalties. The leadership program was frozen and rebuilt. HR investigations moved to an outside hotline. Facilities workers received elected seats on the workplace council. And when Denise offered Alana a new role leading the workplace dignity program, Alana did not say yes right away. She placed 3 pages on the table. Representation for hourly staff, protection for whistleblowers, and leadership scores based on how candidates treated people with less power. I'm not interested in being the company's redemption poster, she said. I'll take the job if the people who were invisible get voting power. Denise signed before leaving the room. Marcus waited until later, outside the loading dock where the city lights reflected in puddles near the curb. He was not wearing a suit. He was not wearing the cleaner's uniform either. Just a plain black sweater, hands open, no performance left. I'm sorry, he said. Not for being rich. Not for hiding it. I'm sorry because I kept watching after watching started hurting people. Alana studied him for a long moment. You wanted to find love by testing character. I did. Then learn this. Love is not a test you run on somebody else's pain. He nodded. I know. No, she said softly. You're learning. She did not forgive him that night. She did not kiss him in the parking lot while the company healed around them. She went home, slept 12 hours, and came back Tuesday with a notebook full of policy changes. 3 months later, Marcus asked her to coffee at a place with paper napkins and no private elevator. She said yes because he had spent those months doing the work when nobody praised him for it. On the first day of the new leadership training, Alana walked into the same lobby where Vanessa had dropped the trash bag. The marble was clean. The applicants were quiet. Near the front of the room stood Marcus's old mop bucket, polished but dented, with the gray name tag clipped to the handle. Beneath it, a small brass plaque read, "Character is how you treat people who cannot promote you." Alana touched the handle once, then turned to the new class and began.